All right, we're ready for Unit 3, Articles and Adjectives. We'll start with articles, since by far it is the easiest concept in English grammar. There are 3 articles in the English language, a, an, and the, or the, depending on how you pronounce it. They always come before the noun they modify. So if you see an article in a sentence, not too long afterward, you'll find a noun of some sort. But there's really no analyzing to do about what type of word it might be or what part of speech it might be in that sentence. Without a doubt, every single time, a, and the are always articles. We're going to label those ART when we parse our sentences. Now we're going to go on to adjectives. An adjective is a word that describes or modifies a noun. So they usually come in front of the noun that they modify. They might tell us how tall, silly, beautiful something is. For now, all of the adjectives that you find in the sentences in Grammar Planet will come before the noun. There's a special type that happens a little differently, but we'll deal with that later. Now, we will sometimes see proper adjectives. A proper adjective is simply a proper noun that has been modified to be used to describe a noun. So, for instance, we have the proper noun England, but if we were to describe something, it would be English. Okay? It's still capitalized, and it is still an adjective. It's labeled ADJ just like any other adjective would be. But we also might use it to form what's called a possessive. So my name is Aaron Carl, and this is my computer that I'm talking to right now. So if I were to say Aaron Carl's computer, Aaron Carl's is an adjective, a proper adjective, and I would put wings over it to show that it's a single proper adjective of more than one word. So, articles are ART, adjectives are ADJ. Remember to put wings over multi-word adjectives. In the box here at the bottom of your notes, you're going to see the process steps so far. As we go forward in the next few units, you'll see that we're going to add steps to this list with every unit. What this is simply a cheat sheet for you, a series of steps that you need to take whenever you attack a sentence in Grammar Planet. The first thing is always to read the sentence and make sure that you understand it. Then you need to find the nouns and label them with an N or a PN. The next step is to revisit each of those nouns and then ask which about the noun to find any articles or adjectives that modify it. So, like in the sentence above, you'll see the word points has an N over it because we've determined that it's a noun. You would ask, which points? Well, the answer is tiny. And so you would label that ADJ. Or the word use. Now, use is an odd kind of word. I guess it would be categorized as one of those idea nouns. But the fact is, it's definitely a noun. It's one of the things you're talking about. Surratt's use of tiny points. So, which use? The use. The is an article, and you would label it ART. Now, if you weren't sure if use is a noun, one of your indicators that it is would be the article the, because you're always going to have a noun at some point. Now, you might have adjectives in between, but if there's an article, sometime later there will be a noun that that article modifies. And it's definitely clear here that the modifies use. He's known for the use of tiny points of paint. Now, you can have more than one adjective before a noun that modifies it. I might describe my shirt as the short-sleeved black t-shirt. Those are all adjectives that modify the noun. And each of those would be labeled ADJ in the sentence. Here's an example of a sentence from Unit 3. Now, you'll still mark the nouns first. So this sentence talks about sister, her sweater, And Dillard's, which is the name of a department store, that's a proper noun. Now I'm going to go back and ask, which sister? Well, it's Robert Smith's sister, and that's one of those two-word or proper adjectives, but it functions as a single adjective. So you have the option of putting wings on either side. Which sweater? Her fluffy long sleeve sweater. So adjective, adjective, adjective. Even though there's a hyphen, that's still considered a single word. And so you'll mark each of those and click Submit. All right, that's the steps for Unit 3. So make sure that you follow the process steps so far and do them in that order. Don't go out of order. It's really, really important to your success that you do the process steps as I've written them down. I promise you're going to paint yourself into a corner if you don't. Have fun. See you next unit.